Hey, good morning. Bob here. It's Sunday morning, the 28th of June, 2026. And just continuing scraping this particular guitar. I've already got the back bindings and purflings scraped. I put a little bit of super glue in here between the heel cap and the binding, and a couple of little dots of super glue here and here where the purflings meet. That'll just get sanded and scraped off. But anyway, that's a different thing. This is all scraped. I haven't sanded it yet. So you'll see some of the scrape lines around the, you might see a discoloration, different color around the periphery here, and that's from the scraper. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to scrape the bindings on the sides, and I'm feeling, I want to familiarize myself with how much binding is overhanging, and there's a little bit here overhanging. Here it's pretty close. It's definitely overhanging here and all the way up to the heel. Now, how much is it overhanging? I would say the most it's overhanging is right at the waist. It's probably 1/2 millimeter at the waist. The rest of it is maybe 1/4 millimeter. Before I scrape, I'm going to remove the tape here, which covers the sound port and keeps a lot of crap from going inside the guitar while I'm routing for the bindings, and I don't want any junk going inside. You can see here's the hole, and now it's exposed, but I need to get the tape off when I scrape. I'm going to put that tape aside behind me. And I remember these 3 scrapers. One was very, very sharp. One is moderately sharp, and the other is moderately sharp. So I've got the air conditioning stopped right now so you can hear this a little bit better. I'm going to start right here and just see what happens. Also, I'm going to take this tape off here on this corner. Let me get rid of the tape. And let's see here. I think I'll take it off both corners. I don't want it angling the scraper while I do this. All right, I want to see how this is going to cut. And it's okay. Very sharp there. You can hear it cutting. I'm being careful that I don't angle the scraper. I'm also being careful that I don't dig the sharp end. Now, most of my scrapers on the end are rounded over. That sharp corner is rounded over on most of my scrapers, but on this one it's not. So I have to just be careful that I don't dig it in to the side over here. Now I'm going to come around this way. You're not going to see this. Okay. And I don't, when I scrape, I am not going to aggressively over scrape. All I wanted is flush. I don't want to take any more away than I have to, but it must be flush with the sides. As I mentioned before, I prefer to pull the scraper blade than push it. But sometimes I will push it, as you just saw. Also, if part of the scraper blade is sharper than another part, I will use that sharper part. Like, you'd think normally I'd be over here covering the entire side, but sometimes I'll move it over and I'll just slightly bend it so I don't gouge over here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I want to move to a different scraper just to see what it feels like. Scraping is all about how well does the scraper cut and what does it feel like. This feels quite good. The reason it feels good is it's a thicker metal. This one's thicker than that one, and it's stiffer. And it's falsely sharper in some ways. It's not really sharper, but it feels like it's cutting well. I'm going to continue to monitor it. I'm not using my eyes really, just using my fingertips. A little here where you can't see me. I'm going to go back to the other scraper for this. This one's definitely sharper. It works better right here. Okay, we're going to go over the side now. And this binding is a little bit higher than the other binding, so I'm going to go down with it until they're equal. You can hear it, listen. You'll hear a little bump, bump, bump right there. And it's not requiring too much here. Okay. Feeling. And we're getting close now. Cutting very well here. You know, it's taking off good size scrapings. Now, as I'm scraping, I'm also visually monitoring how thin the binding is getting in relationship to the purfling. Want to make sure it doesn't get too thin. This is flush here. This needs a little more. from here down to the center strip is very close. We'll lean in here. This is cutting just like a sharp plane would. As you can see, you know, it's cutting pretty well. Just for the fun of it, let me try this other scraper. Oh, this feels nice. Let me remove the tape. So I'm in Orlando, of course, and it's been in the mid to high 90s for the past week. And this is not my favorite time of year. I like it hot, but I don't like it this hot. Okay, I'm almost here. I have just a tiny bit right here, but like I said, I'm monitoring how thick the binding is. I'd rather curve the blade a bit because the purfling seems to be higher than the binding, and I'm doing that right now. That feels good. Let's see how it is down here. Yeah, this blade is not quite sharp enough for down here. Let's go back to this guy. And, you know, I don't rush this because this is, you know, one of the final steps of construction. You don't want to do anything stupid right now. And a little bit more here. It's getting close here now. I have a little bit more to do here, and I have a tiny bit more here, and I'm almost there on this end here. Let me grab a mirror. The inspection mirror will help me check my progress right here without leaning over. And things are looking really good there. I'm happy with that. Give it the feel test. It's still a little bit high. If I can hear it cutting, then it's too high. hear it cutting. And monitoring the thickness of the binding from the side as well. Okay. Different scraper. That feels good. Nice. Feel it? Okay, we'll do a little more down here. Changing scrapers. Feeling it. It's close. I need a little bit more in here. We don't want to go too far. A little here. This is, you can't see this, I know, but that feels good. I'll take a, I'll take my plexiglass sanding block with some 120 paper here, and I will work this area just a little bit. That's good. That's all very good. We need a little more here. I'm going to go to the heavy scraper here. That's good. Okay. That feels very good to me. Now, I'm going to take a flashlight and look at the thickness of the binding. And I like what I see. It looks very uniform. I've got a over 2 millimeters, so I haven't lost much, even though I've been scraping a lot. I've still retained it. It's still more than 2 millimeters, which is what I want, okay? So, the next step that I would do when I get it close like this is I will take my sanding block and I will just roughen that up a little bit and kind of smooth it out just a little bit. I've got 120 now. Ugh. Okay, let me do a little bit here. I got to be careful that when I'm scraping and sanding that I don't tilt the blade. It has to be perfectly square with the structure and flat. I don't want to tilt it this way or this way, okay? So I'm always careful to not tilt it when I'm sanding. The other thing about sanding at this point is it will, of course, scuff up the grain. Then I can go back with the scraper and just clean it off a little bit. Like that. When I was younger, I had a lot more time left in my life. So time didn't matter a whole lot. Now that I'm 71, my remaining time matters a lot to me. And I'm not willing to spend it making more guitars because it's a very time-consuming process. And I don't crank them out. I do it because I love it. Okay, and for right now, and for this little tutorial, this is just fine enough. Now, at some point, I found it. At some point, I will take my sanding block, one of them, I have a couple of these, and I'll put some 150 on here, and I will sand the guitar lightly, like I'm doing now, with 150. That's about it for right now. Because don't forget, I still have to put the other bindings on the top and the purflings. So for right now, that's about as far as I would go, okay? And let me see if I can see you all here now that I'm down here. I will flip the guitar over and I'll cover this hole back up right here. When I scrape the other side, I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to scrape it and lightly sand it and just get them flush. That's all I want to do right now, okay? Now, I will do the same exact thing to the other guitar. I'll scrape the bindings and purflings on the back, then I'll put it in this fixture and I'll scrape the bindings on the sides. Once I get that done, I'll go back and do a little graduation, my second graduation to this top. Yes, I have scraped it a little bit and that's part of the second graduation, but I'm also going to sand it, okay? And I'll show you a little of that when I get to it. But essentially from here all the way around the other side to the top, essentially that's all done now. Okay, all the decoration is done. And I will start to concentrate on the top. I will not round over these bindings yet. I will soften them so they're not so sharp, because right now they're very sharp. But what I'll do is I'll take some 150 or 120 and I'll just lightly, excuse me, I'll lightly sand the edge so it doesn't cut me. Because you can get a cut from a sharp edge like that. Okay? That's it. I hope this helps you. You know, I most likely won't be making any more guitars after the two I'm working on now. And this is another reason why I wanted to record this stuff. If I can help one person, then it's worth it. Okay? Bob checking out. Hope you have a great Sunday. And I hope you have a good upcoming week. 4th of July will be here soon.